Hi, this is Dorothy with Scrapbooking, and I wanted to show you some flip flaps, use of flip flaps. And normally I don't share with you any pictures from my family, but this is sort of different. And I had some pages that had this quilting look. And to tell you the truth, when I did it, I loved it, but I really didn't, I don't do any sewing anymore. And so I really didn't think that I, would probably use them. But I just kind of had a brainstorm. Now, my mother passed about 6 years ago, and I had some items that were in her keeping, and she had a quilt from her grandmother and a quilt from when she made when she was young. And my mother sewed up until just a few years before she passed, and she was 93. So what I wanted to share with you was this cute skirt that she made. And so I thought, okay, well, I pulled out all these things that I brought back from my mother's place when after I cleaned out her apartment at the assisted living in North Carolina. And I have some skirts that she made, and I have those two quilts, the quilt that she made and the quilt that her grandmother made. And so I thought, with all the sewing, that this would be just perfect for these little pages, these quilt pages. And so this says handmade by Pat Pizzoli. So that was my maiden name, Pizzoli. And so I took a picture of that, and I'm putting that right down here. So to go along with that, these colors I thought were perfect with her little skirt. But I decided to make enlargements of the little faces, because all the faces are different and they're all just adorable. Now, I have to tell you that this reminds me of my son when he first got his glasses when he was like 7. So anyway, we have all of these little, a little yummy face, and kind of like a little clown face, and a big winking face. So I am going to use flip flaps for this layout. So let me show you how that works. I have a glare here, sorry about that. Not exactly sure. Wonder if I can turn down. No? Well, I don't know how to get rid of that glare. Darn it. Okay. So flip flaps are what Close to My Heart uses to extend your pages. So when you have more pictures than you've got page space, then you can use flip flaps, and they come in this orientation, this horizontal and the vertical orientation. And so this is for 3x4 pictures. So I went ahead and trimmed everything to the appropriate size. And so when you get the flip flap, so here's the pocket, and you're going to put one facing this way, and then when you flip it up, then you need to flip the picture around. So let me just show you. So we're going to put it like down like this, and then as you flip through, then it's going to be like that. So I am going to put this down last, I believe. Let's see. And I will run. Okay. So the flip flap has a glue edge to it. So you want to put it down like this. And I'm just going to put it right to the edge there. And so I'm just going to kind of continue. This one is going to go right under here. Like that. Okay. So this one, and then we'll do this little face, and this face will go like this. So this is going to go like that, and then it will get flipped up, and so the little yummy face will be showing. These little covers have a lot of static electricity and stick to you. So I am going to put this just right up against that second flip flap, and then I'm going to add this onto the bottom. And I kept this one with a little strip of the skirt on it. So here we go. And I love these little faces, and I have to tell you, I haven't looked at this skirt in a while. And I have to tell you, my mother made me laugh because these things are so cute. Here's a little pumpkin face, and she hand did all of this. So let's see how this one goes. So we can use this, or we can use this one and have it go okay. I have sometimes, there's different ways of scrapbooking. Okay, yeah, I've got that in the right orientation. Some people just take their pictures and then scrapbook to the picture. And, we have all these kits with Close to My Heart. And, okay, like this and that. And so, they can be fairly generic kind of layouts. So they'll go with like seasons. So you can have a winter layout, a Christmas layout, a fall layout, which can work for Thanksgiving. Okay, so once again, I'm going to go right to the edge here and press that down. And then we'll put another one. So you want to have the pocket so it's like on the inside. And you want to be able to fold your glue tab under so it's not very obvious. Okay, so like there. And then I'll put this little face right in here. These layouts from this quilting, because a lot of people that scrapbook also quilt and sew. And so, I think they wanted to, here we go. Okay, and then the next one is a 3x3. So we've got, these are 3x4s. We've got 2x2, 3x3, 4x4, 3x4, 4x6, 5x7. So we can accommodate all your pictures. Okay, so that's going to go under there like that. And I like this little yellow guy sticking up because of all the bright yellow. And this little face just kind of reminds me of my mother, because she always kind of had a little twinkle in her eye, like she was up to something. But she did so much sewing for the family. And, you know, I just feel kind of stupid because, you know, I always appreciated the things that she sewed, but this sense of humor showing, like, look at this little face. I mean, he is just up to something, or he got sick to his stomach anyway, and this just so darn cute. But they're just so adorable. It just, you know, I wish she was here because I would call her up and laugh with her on how funny her little faces were. You know, she could have made all the same little happy faces. She could have even made all happy faces in different colors. But no, she made all different faces for every kind of occasion. Okay, so I'm going to put this one down. But she made some pretty elaborate, and it wasn't just sewing that she did a huge amount of embroidery. Obviously you can see she did embroidery here. And she really liked making Christmas things. I have a gorgeous beaded Christmas skirt that has all these different elaborate scenes on it. I don't put it under the tree. I put it on my coffee table so you can see it. Now this is a picture of my mother. It's a pretty old picture. It's from 91. And she's working on a Christmas stocking. She made all of her grandchildren, her children, and her great-grandchildren these elaborate Christmas stockings with all these beads on them. So she was clearly working on one there for next in line. And there's my dad next to her. So this one is just not, why is that not laying right? Okay, here we go. Just needed a good folding. Anyway, I just love these little faces. Just so adorable. So here I was able to take her skirt and make a whole page out of it. So what I need to do is write some stuff about the sewing, because when she retired and they moved down to North Carolina from Long Island, she ended up working for hospice, and she made clothes for the people in hospice. So they had various problems, and she made clothes to help people out. So this is another page of the quilt with the quilting paper. And so I am going to put this. Now this is another skirt that she made. So very similar to the blue gingham skirt, but it has these little girls with little umbrellas. And I enlarged one of them to put under there. And I am going to, which I don't have, I didn't bring my 4x6 flip-flaps in here, but I'm going to make a flip-flap out of that. Now this is one of the quilts that she made, and what I did was enlarge the little girls. I don't know if those are called little Dutch girls. So I'm going to put those in a, let's see. Here we go. So that will go like these. Now these quilts are very, very old, and they have gotten kind of discolored. That's Ginger talking. Another thing, this is another quilt, and this is her name. She embroidered her name, Patricia Snyder. That was her maiden name. So this quilt is really, it looks like it was well used. And that will go like that. And some of these, I mean, to say that they're threadbare is like, they're so threadbare, there's no threads left in some places. But I wanted to show the corner, and the fact that it's discolored is not a problem for me, because the important thing is that, you know, she made this quilt and she has her name embroidered on it. So she was fairly young probably when she made this quilt. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on like that. And the other thing that I wanted to show you, so this is, I guess, cross stitch. And this is her Bible, and this is a cover that she made, also well used for her Bible. So she did the cross and pansies, and I just thought it was really beautiful. So I wanted to put that, I just wanted to highlight her sewing and the variety of sewing. Now what I need to do is get out the Christmas stockings and the Christmas skirt and take pictures of those and make pages out of them, because they are just gorgeous, and then I can write something down here. So that's the other page, and let's see. I have another page, but I managed to, oh wow, I just found it. Okay, I went and got my 4x6 flip-flaps, because I wasn't going to show you this because I had, I thought I lost this, one of the pictures that I took of a skirt. Okay, so this is the embroidery. She made a denim skirt, and she embroidered this all along the bottom. And then she made this quilted vest to go on top of it. So look at how this looks. This paper is denim. It has a denim look, and when I pulled out this skirt and looked at it, I was just amazed that, you know, so I had to show that it was just perfect for this paper. So sometimes, you know, you think you're not going to use something, and all of a sudden you have pictures that couldn't have been more perfect. And I'm going to put this down. The flap in the downward position. And then you can see the vest. And so what I can put under here is a card where I talk about this outfit. So, you know, this is sort of me putting it together, you know, to show that they go together. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick that down. But I wanted to have close-ups of the embroidery and the quilting. So I'm going to put that down like that. Now this is a quilt, another quilt. This is the great-grandmother quilt. So I took a small picture of the design of that to add to that page. So I've got this, and then where's my other page that... Okay, so now that I've got my 4x6 flip flaps, I can add this one. I'm having a little trouble with this. Let me put these pictures in here first. And then I'm gonna put that down on the flap like that. So there we've got, I can show this little skirt, and then I can add my journaling down here. So there are those. And then this was one of the pages that I made that was for using your scraps. And so this is some older Chelsea paper, and I used the this layered butterfly thin cuts and made this butterfly down here and the small butterfly up here. And so out in my garden, and this was just about a week ago, I went out there and there's this huge yellow butterfly on the butterfly bush. And so I took about 1,000 pictures trying to get him with his wings open. But anyway, he was so pretty that I had to put him on this butterfly page that I had just made. And so here he is on, he's beautiful. And so I found he's an eastern swallowtail butterfly. Anyway, I have a butterfly identification card, and I will put the name of that butterfly that in June 2021, he was on our butterfly bush in the back, and this is the kind of butterfly he is. Anyway, I just thought he was so beautiful, and my page was just perfect for him, so I was real happy with that. Now going on, and I am going on and on here, and I apologize. So these are some pages that I made from Blooms with Grace, and it was a whole bunch of sunflowers, all these sunflowers. And, you know, I thought this was pretty unusual, and I don't know how the heck, you know, I will use that. So I was going through, I had a whole bunch of pictures that I printed, and these were from 2018, and it's when I went up to Long Island to, actually I was going to my 50th high school reunion, and my sister still lives up on Long Island, and so we stayed with Lorraine and Joe, and they took us out on the island to a vegetable farm out there, a winery, and then we went to, out on Orient Point, we went to Claudio's restaurant, which was fabulous. So anyway, these are pictures from, so this ended up in October, and actually it was over Jim's birthday. And so, you know, here we've got all these pumpkin pictures. So I'm taking pictures of Lorraine and Jim and Joe. And, you know, they just went so perfectly with these Blooms with Grace pages. So I felt, you know, sometimes you just kind of luck out and you got to go with it. And so I cut up all these pictures and put them down there. And look at this picture with Lorraine with these sunflowers. This was at the vegetable market. And I stuck that one down already. And I mean, it was just so perfect with these pages. I just was just so excited. So these two go together. Let me come up a tad. So they go to that's a side-by-side page. So I still have to put my journaling down there. And then look at this. This was an ancient tractor. And it's kind of purplish looking. It's purplish pink, which is the exact same color as this. And then the wheels are this color. I mean, how do you even do that? You couldn't even plan that. So, and there's no way that I would have come up with this design on my own, but holy moly, it was just absolutely perfect. And then this one, I loved these cricket flowers, these cricket sunflowers. And so I've got pictures, a close-up of Lorraine and I. We're getting older. And then me and Lorraine and my husband, Jim. And so I was just so happy. When you can put together pictures that go with your pages that are so perfect, I mean, man, it just makes your heart happy. So this was the cricket layout that went with Blooms with Grace. And this says, "You are my sunshine." That's a cricket cut with this beautiful fine lettering there. But it just was perfect because look at this picture taken right there next to the fruit stand. So here's a bigger picture of Lorraine with the sunflowers, the whole thing. But I mean, it really did make my heart happy. And then these were fun. So this is pictures of, this was I guess a rose bush. That wasn't a rose bush. I don't know what kind of flower that is. But here's a picture of the close-up of Joe and Jim. And Joe is, of course, copying Popeye, who's eating his spinach. So it's Jim cracking up. And here's Joe and Lorraine and Jim. And here's this crazy gourd that looks like a gooseneck with a goose, even a bill and everything. I mean, just so cool. And here are the other pictures, the sunflowers that just went with these pages. So, and look at this crazy gourd here. So anyway, I just wanted to, I don't normally show personal pictures, but I just wanted to share. So sometimes you think, okay, what am I going to do with that? And you know what? Then sometimes you kind of think outside the box and you use something that you have. Or you can even, if you have somebody in your family that sews or has a particular hobby and you don't appreciate it at the moment, but when they pass, it helps to tell their story to your kids of what their grandparents were like. And so, I just kind of say, be thinking about either things that you or your husband or your parents or grandparents, what do they enjoy doing? And then make scrapbook pages to add to your history of those kind of things. So anyway, that's my, I just wanted to show you these flip flaps, and they come in all different sizes, and they're easy to use, and they extend your pages by a lot for those of us who take more than you need pictures. So anyway, this is Dorothy signing off. Bye now. Oh, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube page, and all of the information about how to buy flip flaps will be down below. That way. Bye.